When you think of Jane Austen, you probably picture tea parties, grand ballrooms, and polite ladies waiting around for a rich guy named Mr. Darcy. But here's the reality. Jane Austen was quietly ruthless. She wrote sharp, funny, cutting stories about the society around her, right in the middle of a busy household, and used her words to expose just how obsessed people were with money, status, and marriage. Today, we're looking at the real Jane, a professional writer who turned her observations of everyday life into one of the most enduring literary legacies in history. First, Jane Austen wasn't famous in her lifetime. And her name? It wasn't even on her books. When Sense and Sensibility was published in 1811, it simply said, by a lady. And Pride and Prejudice? That was credited to the author of Sense and Sensibility. She wrote in shared family spaces, often in the living room, where people were constantly coming and going. According to family accounts, she even used a squeaky door as a kind of early warning system, so if someone walked in, she could quickly cover her writing. She also wrote on small pieces of paper, which may have made it easier to stay discreet. So no, she wasn't locked away in some romantic study. She was working in the middle of everyday chaos and still producing masterpieces.
I've come here to tell you the news. Mr. Collins and I are engaged.
Engaged?
Yeah. Not all of us can afford to be romantic. I've been offered a comfortable home and protection. There's a lot to be thankful for.
Charlotte.
I'm 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents.
Jane Austen wrote iconic love stories, but her own romantic life was complicated. In her early 20s, she had a flirtation with Tom Lefroy. They danced, spent time together, but the relationship ended, likely because neither of them had money. Then came a much more serious moment. At 27, she was proposed to by Harris Bigwither, a wealthy man who could offer her financial security. She said yes, and then the next morning, she changed her mind. She broke off the engagement and left. At a time when marriage was often necessary for survival, she chose uncertainty over a relationship she didn't truly want. That same tension between love and security shows up again and again in her novels.
Sir, I am honoured by your proposal, but I regret that I must decline it.
I know ladies don't seek to seem too eager.
Mr. Collins, I am perfectly serious. You could not make me happy, and I'm convinced I'm the last woman in the world who could make you happy.
And her letters? They were sharp. After her death, her sister Cassandra Austen destroyed many of them, possibly to protect her privacy. The ones that survive show a woman who was observant, witty, and sometimes brutally honest about the world around her. One of them said, "I do not want people to be very agreeable, as it saves me the trouble of liking them a great deal." Honestly, still relatable. Jane Austen died at just 41 years old. The exact cause of her illness is still debated. Some historians suggest conditions like Addison's disease, but we don't know for certain. Her reported final words, when asked if she needed anything, were, "Nothing but death." During her lifetime, she earned around £600 from her writing, not a fortune. But today, she's featured on the British £10 note. Her stories have inspired countless adaptations, from period dramas to modern films like Clueless. And the reason we're still talking about her over 200 years later isn't just romance. It's because she understood people, the awkwardness, the pride, the bad decisions, the rare, genuine connections. That hasn't changed. So next time you pick up Emma or Persuasion, remember, Jane Austen was a sharp observer, a skilled storyteller, and a woman who quietly challenged the world around her, one sentence at a time. So, which Austen character are you? A Lizzie Bennet, Emma, or a full-on Mr. Collins? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating writers.
This is ridiculous.